All right. Usually when we watch reports about the global financial system, it's almost always about the big banks or the economies of Europe, Asia, and the US. Now, of course, these are important, but we hardly hear or read anything about so-called Islamic finance. And now it's growing into the fastest developing component of the international banking system. And as CCTV's Natalie Carney reports, Turkey's unique location may help it become a global hub for Islamic economics.
Islamic finance is best known for all kinds of economic activity that is in line with the ethical principles of Islamic religious law. Yet it's not only piquing the interest of Muslims. Reputable estimates say that total global assets of Islamic banking is around $2 trillion with an expected annual growth rate of 19.7% a year to 2018. Turkey, geographically and culturally bridging East and West, is looking to profit from this increasing global interest.
Turkish government have particularly invested in this area. If you look at the numbers, for instance, of the growing assets of Islamic banks, you see that, in the last decade, for instance, they triple. And their share, for instance, in the banking in general, has grown up to 9%. And the Turkish government's goal is to bring it up all the way to 15%.
The Islamic Development Bank, who offers AAA rating Islamic finance products, also sees great potential in Turkey, playing a more regional role in promoting the sector.
There is a great interest in Turkey, especially with this location, with its openness. All this really will attract more investors, especially from our region, and we are very optimistic that, inshallah, the market in Turkey will grow more and more.
Growth of the Islamic financing sector in Turkey will also be boosted as participation increases at home too. It is expected that some users of conventional banks will switch over to Islamic banks as the market develops.
Turkey has 4 existing private Islamic lenders, and 3 state banks plan to launch Islamic products later this year.
Turkey takes Islamic economics very seriously, and there's a need for that. Nearly 40% of the people who have been surveyed, who are already doing conventional banking, say that they would consider going for an Islamic banking.
Yet Turkey's Islamic finance industry is very young and immature. Competition is stiff with already developed markets such as the United Arab Emirates, whose Islamic banking sector accounts for about 20% of the country's total banking assets.
Turkey has a lot to do in terms of creating new laws. And keep in mind that Turkey has a secular system in place, which means that you need to develop the proper language, to circumvent such issues. But it is a growing center and clearly has high goals for itself.
Meanwhile, as local instruments are put in place, Turkey's Kuwait Turk Bank, a partnership with the Kuwait Finance House, is set to open Germany's first Islamic bank this summer, a likely game changer for Turkey's international presence in the sector. Natalie Carney for CCTV in Istanbul, Turkey.